Hi, this is Pastor Peter. Um, I'd like to talk to you about endurance today. Behind us, you can see some people working out. I don't know if that's very common in your country where you live, but here in Sweden, it's very common. A lot of people work on their endurance in order to perform better at work, or get better grades in school, or simply just to be more durable. They want to be more fit. In our society, a lot of people have jobs where they sit in front of a computer and they don't really get to use their body. They don't get to work on their endurance at work. So you sign up at the gym, you pay a lot of money to do what these guys are doing behind me, or lift weights, or run on a treadmill. You want to have good endurance. This is interesting because the Bible also speaks about endurance. Let's listen to what the Apostle Paul has to say in Romans chapter 15.
For everything that was written in the past was written to teach us, so that through endurance and the encouragement of the Scriptures, we might have hope. Endurance. We know from experience that physical endurance comes from physical exercise. So how do we improve on our spiritual endurance? Well, it really says here in this passage, for everything that was written in the past. This, of course, does not include everything that was written, but the apostle is talking about the Bible. He's talking about the Old Testament. And for us, this applies to the Old and New Testament. Everything that was written in the Bible was written to encourage us and to improve on our endurance. We can read in the Old Testament, for example, about Joseph. It's a well-known story about how he was sold into slavery by his own brothers. Really, the ultimate betrayal. They were jealous of him, and so they took the opportunity to sell him off into slavery, and he came to a foreign land, Egypt, and a foreign language. He worked as a slave, and then he was thrown into jail, although he was completely innocent. He had good reason to give up, right? But he was very durable. He showed great endurance in the faith. He showed strong faith in God's promises, and he kept his hope. And so he was raised and became the right hand of the king, the Pharaoh, and ultimately saved not just a family, his own family that had betrayed him, but ultimately really the small Israelite people, God's people. Hopefully you won't face anything like that, but I'm pretty sure that you have already faced setbacks, disappointments, troubles, and grief in your life. It can be somebody close who gets ill and dies. It could be losing your job. It could be failing in your studies. It could be struggling with close relationships to those that are near and dear to you. Life is full of disappointment, of trials and tribulations. And God wants us to work on our spiritual endurance so that we don't give up when things are hard and difficult. He wants us, when we are tested, to keep the faith and to keep our hope. And in order to do so, we need to train. And the training we need to do is to take part of the teaching that the Bible provides, to listen to it, to hear it, to read it, to pray about it, to meditate on it, and to take it to heart. So that when we are faced with great obstacles, we have spiritual muscles that are sufficient to pass the test. So make it your New Year's resolution to improve your spiritual endurance. It's way more important than your physical. Okay? Thanks so much for listening. If you like to, please like and subscribe. And I'll try to update about once a week. God bless your day. Bye now.